real quick. Mandala is now only day 6 plus, was day 4 plus. Instead of changing golds? This is a weird change. On one hand, it's... I don't know, you only ever want this early, right? Like, it's cool as an econ node sometimes, and you get a, like, diamond loot thingy from Prince Marianus. Mac really needs it early. This is a big nerf to, like, Calcinator. I'm trying to think what other comps I go to Mandala on regularly. I feel like this just isn't a node anymore. It's just kind of sad. Even day 4 was kind of pushing it. Butterfly Sword now has the proper amount of multicast. Incendiary Rounds, fixed an issue. Rowboat, fixed an issue. Stealth Glider, fixed an issue. So no real changes to Vanessa. Unless you want to call fixing Butterfly Swords a real change. Stell, there's a lot here. Flare Gun, fixed an issue where it's targeting already flying items. Okay. Pressure Heater, fixed an issue where Obsidian version would damage the wrong player. This is like the third time this has popped up. That's funny. I did not know that was happening with Pressure Heater. Balloon Engine cooldown down. Burn down? I was not expecting a Balloon Engine buff. I'm pretty sure that's a Balloon Engine buff. This item's already trying to get a lot of its burn from other sources. I don't think losing 2 of it matters, but getting your first fly faster is kind of a big deal. Huh. I'm not sure this actually affects. It makes Balloon Engine a much better flying enabler, where before you kind of only ever wanted to play it if you were playing it as your win con, and the flying was just flavor text. I think Balloon Engine's a more interesting card now. Birdcage. Fixed an issue or trigger off of both players' flying items stopping flying. Okay. Pretty sure it was meant to be a nerf? I don't know. Like, it's a weird change to slide into a hotfix. I can't imagine they would think this is a nerf. I don't know. Grabinator. Dual tip changes state destroys enemy items. Wait. Wait, hold up. Destroy the leftmost enemy medium. Wait. This does not do what I thought it did. Blue Engine is definitely nerfed early. Yeah, but it already kind of sucked early. Like, it wasn't good until you had extra burn on it. Like, a majority of its burn had to come from other sources already. Grabinator was always enemy items. So this isn't self-destroy support? Okay. Wait, even the art made it feel like self-destroy support. Huh. Hang glider. Cooldown to 5 or 4 seconds. Was 4 to 3. Damage to 100, 200. Was 125, 250. Sure. This is probably like one of the 2-3 major things people were complaining about. It's like hang glider and shiny hammer. Fairly light nerf. Hanger adjusted the implementation of shiny, which was bugged to give 3 seconds CDR. Okay. Private runabout starts at silver. Wait. Why are we doing both of these? Mandala died for this. damage down on this is fair. This thing was surprisingly potent, even into like day 11, day 12. I think most boards that play this just use it as a support item to like trigger Rivet Gun or something, but this is a surprisingly potent win con. You need more burn now, though. Basically, the solution is to have a second burn item on top. Maybe. I mean, it's just like a one cinder nerf. I don't know. It is definitely less burn for the builds that are like playing Balloon Engine with what's it called? The anti-gravity thingy to cycle. But I think this makes Balloon Engine a much better standalone card, which is probably a good spot for it to be. I don't know. I like this change. It doesn't completely ruin the boards that just want to play it with other synergies, but you can also play it just as a way to get some flying with a little bit of value. Like this will eventually fly your board. Lightning Butterfly. Change to your flying weapons. Gain 10, 15, 20 damage for the fight. Yeah. This didn't feel like a power outlier when I was playing with it, but the numbers on it did read absurd. I'm not surprised this is getting changed. Observatory starts at silver. When you use a flying item, charge this 1, 2, 3 seconds. Observatory is an interesting one to have be silver. This is one that never came up when I was playing. I never wanted to put this on my board. Remove the leaf blower. I don't know if there was a client patch. I'm pretty sure a change like that needs to be a client patch. Nerfing the bronze large item transform. Yeah. But they already nerfed it by putting Mandala to day 6. But both this and Runabout going to silver removes the gold cheese. I don't... Observatory wasn't even that good at gold. Well, I don't know. It probably wasn't. I didn't see very many boards that used it. It is the type of item that has the potential to be strong, and being able to more reliably see it as a silver item is interesting. Yeah, no, you can't really play this with Runabout. It's just so big. Parachute. Change to when your items start or stop flying. This game's... So it's still just as good as it was at silver. Slightly worse at gold. And it is gold at diamond. It's 12 gold? Yeah, so what? It's a large item. Takes up 3 spaces. Items are never going to be bad because they're 12 gold. It's just, are they worth playing or not? If there's a board that wants to play Observatory, it's going to want to play it whether it's 12 gold or 20 gold or 6 gold. So yeah, this is still just as nuts when you get it early. But not as crazy when you hit your Sterling on it. Wrecking Ball. Cooldown to 22 was 20. Charge 4. Double nerfing the speed on Wrecking Ball. Okay. And the damage. Whoa. Okay. The tooltip updated say it destroys enemy items. Huh. I mean, fair, I guess. That is a lot of changes to the item for a hotfix. I feel like any 2 of these would have been fine, or like one of these 2, especially with the hammer change. I feel like a lot of the really oppressive Wrecking Ball boards are oppressive because you got to do shiny anti-gravity stuff. Nicola. Charge amount changed to 1, 2, 3 seconds. This is very fair. Especially with the ability to give it shiny. Saw some absurd space laser boards. There was one guy that had double shiny Nicola on a space laser board, and it just deleted me when the Nicola activated. The numbers on this were absurd. Hammer no longer passes its enchantment on Cell. Starts at gold. Drafting Table no longer passes on its enchantments on Cell. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what Drafting Table is. Oh, this is the upgrade vehicle or drone. Okay. I didn't know this passed on enchants. Sky Anchor starts at silver. 50, 100, 200 damage. I remember seeing some cool Sky Anchor boards. I don't know. Like, it's a way to get a lot of stops. Like, if you can full fly your board, use Flashbang. Flashbang slows a bunch, which activates Sky Anchor, which removes flying from some stuff to give you more flying triggers when your flying item activates again. Or your give flying item activates again. Having this be at silver makes that a much easier to assemble engine. But yeah. Cool item. Cool item that I just never felt like I was able to play because it showed up too late. Pressure Heater. Adjacent burn items gain 369 burn for the fight. Was 510. Yeah, another one that I just never wanted to play. By the time you're seeing gold items, this just was not what the game was about anymore. I think I tried to play it once, and it was just not remotely worth playing. This is the item I'm thinking about, right? Just gave like 5 burn and charge when you use a tool. Yeah. Tool or vehicle charge it. Weather Machine starts at silver. 2, 3, 4 flying items gain flying. Freeze an item on each player's board. Slow all items. Aw. Weather Machine starting at silver. And it still slows everything. That's interesting. So there's another payoff for... What is this thing called? Steam Hose? When you slow, gains burn. Is Weather Machine faster than Steam Hose? No, they're both 5 seconds. I think Pressure Heater is going to be in every balloon engine build now. I could see it. I could see it. I don't know, it's not... Yeah, it might be. I don't know what the board looks like for balloon engine, but I could definitely see it. It might be the kind of thing that you play early and then eventually phase it out, but... That would be why it's starting at silver is a big deal. Wrench no longer passes on its enchantments on Cell. Didn't this just not have enchantments? Wait. Wait. This didn't have enchantments before. I'm not going crazy, right? Yeah. Because I remember thinking about giving this Obsidian. And I looked it up and it had no enchants. Because I thought the flying it for double damage and also giving it double damage with Obsidian while critting with it was going to make it a pretty interesting carry weapon. But alas. Cell also probably doesn't have enough flat damage scaling for that to be much of a thing, but it's a cool concept. Brick Buddy scaling changed. Clarence scaling changed. These are going to be menaces, aren't they? Maybe friends are still slow enough that it doesn't matter. There's no 4-second Aiden anymore. It's cool for the people that want to play Companion Core in the early mid-game. Florence, a much more reasonable mid-game carry. This is actually the type of item that makes you want to pick Companion Core when it's good. Dooley's been lacking one of those for a while now. Charging station starts at gold. Charges 1 to 2 seconds. No longer reduces core CD. Wait, what? Why are we... What? This is just a worse version of the old charging station now? What? I'm lost. Were people doing broken stuff with this? I felt like this never came up. It just seemed like it took too long to make this relevant. Hey, Assertive, thanks for the raid. We are just going over the patch notes. Yes. I don't think I saw a single board that was using charging station for this. I think I saw one person trying to use it to charge a carry weapon. Did an okay thing with it. Took so many activations you didn't think it was broken. That was my impression from reading it. Because it was like 0.1 off, right? It took 10 activations to reduce it by 1 second. Charging station was strong last season with crit core. Yeah, but it was never popular. Like those types of not popular, but like fairly strong comps usually escape nerfs. Maybe it's preventing patching? Are they buffing cores? I don't think so. No. They nerf stuff. It's hard to assemble and make it work. Yeah, like I thought the charging station change was cool and definitely underexplored. But like pushing it to gold while making it worse and taking away the new functionality is a weird change if there wasn't... Maybe there was some bug associated with it? I don't know. That's all that I can think of. Like, I didn't see anyone complaining about charging station. Like, not a single soul. Cooling fans. Fixed an issue where burn removal wasn't working. I didn't know the burn removal wasn't working. I put this on my board twice. I assumed the burn removal was working. Welp. Green Wasp starts at silver. Cooldown 765. Oh, both of these are getting pushed to silver. Wait, really? Okay, it also cleans up the cooldowns. I kind of like this. The 0.5s are awkward. We can be real with each other, right? The 0.5s being only things that were on the Wasps were pretty awkward to have in the game. From a balance perspective, I don't know if this matters, but... When your chat said charging station was being changed back to the old one where it gave damage. Like there's going to be another hotfix where it's going to give damage? Because the current change to it is just half of the old charging station. You liked it? It's the kind of thing where it would be fine if it was more widespread, but because it is only on, like, 3 cards, it's just kind of messy. So we said charging station will get some sort of buff in the next update. The change was to clean up... Okay, so they didn't like the 0.5 second stuff either. Fair enough. Fair enough. Until end of season. I see. Yeah, I don't know. You could sell me either way on how important it is when you have items like Insect Wing around that make Decimal charge anyway, but There is something nice about all base cooldowns being flat. Hangar and library have 0.5s. Yeah, but those aren't base. I guess by that reasoning, it's pretty silly to worry about changing charging station too, but... Launcher core, charge your other flying items 1 second. So it no longer charges itself. Wait, it still charges itself 1, right? I'm not sure how much this actually changes. It makes it self-charge for 1 instead of 2. But I feel like this thing just charged an infinite amount anyway. But at the same time, that's kind of the point of the item, right? It's supposed to go crazy. It's a core that doesn't do anything on its own. It is purely relying on synergies. It's too easy to loop with saddle thrusters. I mean, it looped with everything. You didn't even need to multicast it to do things that were having this trigger on ICD. I suspect that it's still the same. I guess I was kinetic cannoning. That probably made it easier. It's not dead, but it's notably slower when you give it flying. Yeah. Supercharge versus ignore ICD? No, they changed that. I don't think it did that. Oh. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, because this charge is coming from a separate ability. Entirely. Yeah, it might. It might. Yeah, I guess that would make it slower, even if you're charging on ICD. That said, if you're doing the kinetic cannon setup, it probably doesn't matter. Kinetic cannon's still just gonna go crazy with it. Hotfix breaking internal cooldowns. Well, you're not breaking the internal cooldown. There's this charge happening, and then there was this charge happening. But because they were different sources, they basically made it so that this is treated as one ability instead of 2 abilities. Before, it would be whenever you use a friend, charge this 1 second, and whenever you use a flying item, charge this 1 second. Now they're treated as the same ability for cooldown purposes, or ICD purposes. Monitor Lizard starts at silver, poison scaling, 369. I didn't realize this was gold. This makes way more sense to have started as a silver item. 543 second cooldown was 5-4. That explains why I didn't see a single Monitor Lizard. How does... Hold up. How does Dooley scale this? Does he have any tools for this? You just need to get extracts? I know he has poison skills now, right? It's a nerf, though. Creeps earlier shops. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Pulse rifle. Damage to 10 was 20. I didn't even realize pulse rifle's damage was 20. Removed tech tag. Sure. Fair enough. I could see this having been pretty oppressive early on. Were people doing stuff with railgun? I guess railgun and the other bronze thing. Pyrocarbon enchantment rework. This is just they work on burn instead of self-burn now. They didn't update them with the update. Yeah. Pulse Metro Core Fiber was a 2-loop antimatter. Pulse Metro Core Fiber was a 2-loop antimatter. As in, you're activating an antimatter chamber at like 6 seconds? That doesn't sound unreasonable. It seems fine. Pyrocarbon enchantment rework. Red Firefly also goes to silver. Scrap metal starts to gold. Yeah, this was... Scrap metal was probably the strongest thing Dooley had going for him. This change is big. This is probably the single biggest change in the Dooley section. Silver scrap metal just giving you an early shot at Diamond Core was absurd. It was really carrying the self-scaling cores a lot. Made kinetic cannon a lot better, too. Just being able to... Even just getting your launcher core to diamond. Pygmalion. Booby Trap didn't show upgrades. Closed sign starts at diamond. What? Wait, was one of the signs playable? I played Pig all night last night. When you heal with an item, charge adjacent properties 1 second. Wait, this item's real now. Every time chat said buy the sign, I moused over it, and I think I saw open sign every time. Chat can't tell them apart either. Is there another one too? I thought this also wasn't the item that I read. Huh. Crystal Bonsai, fixed an issue with shielded not functioning correctly. Ice cream truck is finally a property. Globe. Oh no. No, this is like the best part about Globe. Why are we changing these? I mean, they're cool. They're better flavor. It's so much worse, though. Don't know the new textiles? Yeah, I know the new textiles. This was like 5 seconds of slow at the start of combat when you played it before. It was a very real item. You would slot this in your crook board sometimes. I remember playing this a lot as a filler item in my silk boards as well. It was really good in the silk boards, because you'd only have, like, 2 items with cooldowns. So for haste, it just got you activating twice as fast. Was hasting 3? Was it 3? I thought it was 2. I could be mistaken. Not here. Deleted ability. Add 1 second to... Wait. Oh, they changed this at the start of the patch, too. I didn't even notice this. Wow, they really nerfed this. It was 3. God damn. Yeah, 3 for 5. Rocket boots, does it give plus 0.1 per day? That's a... I don't think so. Just like you can't extract and extract. Ledger fixed an issue with shiny. Pawn shop no longer gives health from stash. What? Oh, shiny no longer gives... I was gonna say. Was that intended that it did that? Or was that a bug? What is shiny supposed to do? Double max health bonus. I guess that was just a bug. Rice Baller, enchantments normalized based on multicast, potential, showcase, corrected an issue where sometimes this item would not count as being used for triggers. That's a nice one to fix. This has been in the game since showcase was in the game. Same thing with blank slate. Seller, enchant no longer passes enchantments when upgrading a potion. Fungal spores, enchantments reworked. When you poison, heal 10. Toxic is just poison 4 again. Well, that's interesting. When you poison, burn 1. That's still there. Invuln pots. Starts at silver instead of bronze. Gains ammo. Cooldown to 7. But only 1 second of invulnerability. And it's no longer guaranteed. Well, this went from max best item to not an item. Interesting. Very interesting. For what it's worth, this was the best bronze item in the game. This was absurd to put the bronze at 2 seconds. That said, I don't know why they didn't just change the damage timer. Why'd we change all of these things? Potion Distillery. Added property type. Shrinking Potion. Cooldown to 6. Really? That's not absurd. I'm sure there was stuff going on with Shrink Potion that was strong. I didn't get to try any of it, but... that's still... +2 is crazy. This item's like only good when you use it early, is the thing. Because if you're doing any damage before Shrink Potion goes off, that earlier damage is just wasted. I guess on the other hand, this being faster makes it easier to chain Shrinking Potions together. Pendulum changed to 1 second. Oh. Bench filler gold pendulum. Now you can be bench filler diamond pendulum. Found that when 3D printed, items that have received bonus damage from another source don't retain the bonus damage when printed. Yes. It makes base copies. Like, the cooldown reduction is also not applied to the copies if you've put feathers on them. Pendulum worth selling. Yeah, I mean... yeah... I'm trying to think... it's so rare that I wanted to put a gold pendulum on my board. There were some boards that could loop with it, but it's so fringe. And I don't think they were ever Mac boards. It was always off-class stuff. Painful nerfs all across the board? Not to Vanessa. Fucking nothing happened to Vanessa. She's just fine. But yeah, I think the best things on each character got huge nerfs. Like, I think Invuln Potion was keeping Mac afloat. But part of the reason why Mac needed to be kept afloat was just how scary the Stell boards were. Though, and also how scary the Vanessa boards are, but... I guess I don't know how much these changes really matter for Pig either. Close sign was probably nuts, but... I didn't really see a whole lot of that item anyway. 3D printer is kind of unplayable. Yeah. You can sort of play it through the mid-game with Arc Blaster, but it's probably not something that you want to be playing long-term. There's not a whole lot of stuff that works with it. It's not so much that they nerfed it, and more that it was good with crude tools. And unless there's another good target for it that I'm just not thinking about right now, it's just too slow to do anything. Gold closed sign is just okay anyways. Diamond is when it really starts going crazy. Sure, it just makes it harder to find closed sign. They changed beta ray. Yeah, maybe beta ray printer is okay. It does only freeze one target now. But that might be a board. The diamond item to the left to create diamonds? Oh, I didn't even realize they changed that. No. It should just be making whatever its tier is. Like, if the printer is diamond, then the item you print will be diamond. Nerfed yesterday. Like, in the hotfix? It's in Bazaar. Transform into 3 copies of the small, non-legendary item to the left of this for the fight. What? This text got removed. So they unnerfed it? Wait. Transform into 3 gold or diamond. Wait, no, I get it. I get what you mean now. Wait. Does it actually just make base rarity copies? I didn't realize there was text on the thing. I thought 3D printer was just... Because it was transforming, it transformed into its tier. Because that's how transforms work. It copies it, so if silver, it will copy as silver. Huh. I think it's just how transform works. It's just cleaning up text. Yeah. I didn't even know that it specified it made gold or diamond copies. But, if it does work that way, that is a bit awkward. Printer was diamond. Yeah, I just assumed that this text still implied that it did that. Because that's how transform works. Whenever you transform an item, it keeps its tier. It's categorized as tooltip. Maybe there's no functional changes. I would think that, but if you're someone's saying that they're trying it and it works that way. If I... Oh, there was no functionality change in 5.0. This should just be a tooltip change. Usually BazarDB is not wrong about this. Anyways, we are going to play some Stell, but first, I need to take a quick break.